Let's talk about data. Edmodo is a great tool to collect different types of data. If you go to your progress bar, you can select any of the classes that you've created. I'll just take entrepreneurship. Now this is an accumulation of students past and present. So if you look at it this way, it doesn't look like I have a lot of activity going on, and it looks like the student has a 0. But what I need to do is go in and I can deactivate these students, or I can archive these students. But this is the way it will look if you have quarter 1, quarter 2 students in your class. Now this student happens to be with me this year, this quarter. I'll scroll over and you can see the headings: Quizlet, Law of Supply and Demand, Cause and Effect, Communication, Assignment 1A, and you see here this has been turned in, this assignment hasn't been graded as of yet, and this assignment hasn't been graded. Quite often the student will turn the assignment in through Edmodo, and they might also turn it in through email. So one way to get your data nice and clean is to make sure that the student is turning the data in one platform. This is a current student of mine. See, she's turning her work in. Some of it's getting graded in Edmodo, and some is getting graded in Gmail or my Mitchell C3 account. What you can do once you have all of these categories populated, you can go to Export, and you will get an Excel spreadsheet which you can use to create different types of charts and data. I'm going to expand this column so that we can see what the real title is. We can see what the number of points should have been for that particular assignment. Go over here, you can actually see we had a Quizlet. I can see that I actually had some literacy for this week. You can get a bird's eye view of whether you've covered your literacy in a variety of topics. I'm going to highlight items 18 through 22. I happen to have these students currently. This is a population I'd like to take a good look at. I'm going to go up to Insert because I'd like to create a chart for these students. We can create a chart for our Tuesday data. We can create a chart just to see, do I really need to go back through resume writing for these students? Do I really need to capture or spend any more time on this particular standard resume writing? Now you notice I have nothing in here for number 3. So if I go over and look at number 3, I see that I have a student in here that I can easily archive. But this is a great tool for you to capture what's going on with specific assignments, with specific standards, and it just gives you a general idea of what you've actually covered over a certain period of time. And that's data collection. Now let's go back for a moment to, I'm not going to save this. Let's go back and find out what happens if I actually go into a specific quiz. I'm going to go back to entrepreneurship, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to take a look at a particular quiz that was offered on January 20th. And this is how it populates. These are my students, and these are the scores that they received on this particular quiz. And again, you've got your breakdown. Question number 1 was the objective, a true-false question. Question number 2, name 3 employability skills. And then question number 3 was a short answer. You can even scroll down, make sure that the students that are currently in your class have in fact taken the quiz, and that everyone that took the quiz has a score that has populated. Great tool. Mastery, mastery. Go back, have a conversation about what was going on, but again, 12 out of 14 shows mastery of this particular area. Edmodo is a fabulous tool to gather data and assess students.